to come next, draws a lot of inspiration from his father. And before I call the speaker on stage, can I have his evaluator, Toastmaster Srinivas, to set up?
A speaker who got inspired from his father is attempting his project, Understanding Your Communication Style. Speech purpose are. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. The time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best.
Thank you, Srinivas. Please put your hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmasters Subhadip. Disclaimer: all characters and events narrated in this speech are probably true. Any resemblance to actual persons living or dead or actual events is purely intentional.
At a time not so long ago, in a place not so far away, there were two villages, Medavakkam and Adambakkam. Now, both these villages were continuously competing with each other on which is the best village of the village. Now, one day when the elders of Adambakkam were sitting below a banyan tree and the shade, suddenly a young chap came running. Have you heard? Meraki got a new English teacher for their school. What? Just coming from there. They caught it from far away. From Kannur. His name is Jayan. The elders got furious. This cannot be. How come they have an English teacher? We also have to get an English teacher from far away. Immediately the next day came the new English teacher of Adambakkam. From far away, Erode. His name was Satish.
Fiction story.
Now that Medavakkam and Adambakkam both had their English teachers, competition elevated to a new level. Whose English teacher is better? How to resolve this? A date was set, a stage was set. All the souls in Medavakkam and Adambakkam had gathered there, along with their two English teachers, Jayan and Satish. The competition was simple. Each will ask the other an English phrase or word meaning. Whoever fails, the other person wins. So Satish went ahead first. You tell the meaning of horns of dilemma. For a change, Jayan knew this only idiom. He proudly said, Iruthala. Everybody in Medavakkam suddenly started shouting, jumping, chanting Jayan's name. Everybody was happy. Jayan passed. Now it was Jayan's turn. Jayan, being the humble fellow as he shows he is, went to Satish and said, Boss, I don't want to put you in trouble. So I'll ask you a simple meaning. You say it loudly so that everyone knows that both of us know English. You tell the meaning of I don't know. Satish shrugged his shoulder, Everybody again started shouting from Medavakkam. Everybody picked up Jayan in their shoulder, chanted his name and celebrated and took him away. For Satish, well, let's just say he was let go from the village in not so celebrated way. Now, for people who are still confused, let's do a reality check. Jayan was no way better in English than Satish. But why he won that day is because he concentrated on not what he wanted to say, but what the audience wanted to hear and how they wanted to hear it. For me, I started my communication journey quite some time back. At a very early stage when I was just in the 7th standard with my debating. In fact, for a long 6 years of debating in school, I believed that the only way to get your message and your thoughts across to your audience is by data and logic. I was not wrong. I even went ahead representing my school at a state level debate and I won. When I came back to school, I felt I was a living legend. 2 days later, I realized nobody remembered what I spoke on stage. I was devastated. Few years later, when I joined my first job in Infosys, just by chance I happened to walk in a meeting called Toastmasters. After 1.5 hours of that meeting, I immediately knew I wanted to join. Not because I thought I needed any improvement in my communication skill. I was already good at it. But because I thought it's a nice place to hang around. And Toastmasters, they always raise toasts for whatever they want to do. But what I did not realize is that this Toastmasters is going to bring the biggest change in my life. The way I communicate. Today, I am no legend in Toastmasters. In fact, I feel it a huge privilege to be a part of an elite club like this. But today, when I speak on stage, my audience remembers, if not all, at least some of what I speak. Today, I can serve to my audience and make them remember the biryani that I never actually served. A promise that I actually never made. And it's magic that I actually never performed on stage. But that's because of not what I wanted to share. Not just for what I wanted to share. It's because of what the audience wanted to hear and how I was able to mold it into how they wanted to hear it. Today, after 5 years of being mentored by that same Jayan, I realized that it's not at all about what you want to say. It does not really matter what kind of a communicator you are. You can be analytical like Satish, direct like Sasta, initiating like Jayan, or supportive like Vijay. But as long as you can mold what you want to say into what your audience wants to hear, and just the way they want to hear it, they will remember you. Now let's just do that reality check. We all know these are the people who do that exactly. And that's why it's not me, but these are the people who are the living legends in Toastmasters. And no matter what, we always remember what they speak. Over to you, Toastmasters.
In life, where most of the time we get